into Doga Yoga. Today we're doing a beautiful dynamic flow. So we'll be moving, grooving, having a bit of fun, also getting a few balancing poses in, so practicing our dancer and our tree. So come into the sand. Top of our mat, press into our big toes. Come up onto our tippy toes as much as we can, hands wide, and breathe. Inhale, rise the heels high, and it's a bit of a play, and exhale, lower. Inhale, rise the heels high, and exhale, lower. Good ankle strength and balance. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, activate the calves, send the hips forward, not back, and lower. One more. Inhale, rise high, hold. See if you can reach the hands high here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels. We're going to sink back into chair. Sink down the hips, lift the toes. Squeeze the knees together if you want to, so you can walk the toes together and the knees. And length and sink. Length and sink. Length and sink a little deeper. Length and sink. And our next inhale, find length and fold forward. Inhale, come on up, halfway lift, tops of the fingers or tops of the knees. And exhale, just really release. Knees can be as bent as we need, or we can have them straight as long as we're not compromising on that spine. Really shake the head yes or no, sway side to side, just waking up the body today. Get our hands beside our feet, bend our knees, plant them down. We're going to take lots of little steps, or one step back to plank or half plank. Find length in our spine and integrity in our hands. Lower down the chest first, elbows into the side body, and then the hips on top, the toes, chaturanga. Come up into cobra and lower. And make our way into our child's pose. Tap the forehead towards the earth. Take a breath here. Really savor the sensations. Before we tuck the toes under, hips high, and breathe. Length and soften. Length and soften. When we're ready, kick the right heel high to the sky. Step this foot through to the outside of the right hand. Open up into a lizard lunge. We're going to get this left foot up, lots of little steps, or one big step up to the outside of the left hand. Bend the knees, plant the feet down. Interlace the fingers, send the hands forward, the hips back, and hold here for 5, 4, sink a little deeper, 3, 2, 1, and fold forward. Heel toe, the feet in, fold forward and release. Really shake it out, relax it, let it go. Inhale, come on up, halfway lift, tops of the fingers or tops of the knees, and fold. Bend the knees, roll on up, big arm circle up, overhead, fingertips touch, hands wide, back towards the hips. So we're going to flow once more, come up to the tops of the toes, hands can come up or you can just keep them beside you for balance, and lower. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. It's okay if we fall out. I will probably fall out on this video. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to hold if we can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, hands forward, hips back, chair. Length and sink. Length and sink. Heels down, toes up, sink the hips back a little more, hands high, and then bring them to heart center. Find length in the spine here, and then we're going to bring the right elbow across the left knee, revolve. So we can have the hands wide here if we can, or keep them into heart center. Keep the knees aligned, really square them off. Find a length in the spine, find your smile. And when we're ready, come back to center, find length. And then bring the left elbow across the right knee. Find your twist. Breathing here. Enjoying the moment, enjoying the heat. And when we're ready, come back. Hands high and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold, bend the knees, plant the hands. Come on back to plank or half plank, your variation. Chest down, then hips untuck the toes, chaturanga. Come up into cobra and lower. Hips towards heels, forehead towards the earth, and release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Tuck the toes and the hips up. Nice bit of play here. Now we're going to kick this right heel to the sky once more. Step this foot in between our hands and we're going to revolve into our Skandasana. So come to the long edge of the mat, left toes up, right toes on. So we can keep our hands down or we can bring them to heart center, play here. And then we're going to walk over to the left side. So push into that right foot, come onto the left toes, flex the right toes high, coming onto the other side. Hello, Baba. And then we're going to go back. Now move side to side here at your own pace. Getting into your hips, give doggy pad underway. Yes, doggy pad underway. Taking our time. Merlin is passed out right next to me here. I don't know if he'll be on camera though, so he says hi. Yes, you do. When we're ready, we're going to come back to the top of the mat. So right knee bent, left toes flexed. Bring them around, coming back into that lunge. We're going to step this left foot up to the right, come into that fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift and fold. Bend the knees, rise on up. Big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. Hands come beside the hips. All right, now once more. Inhale, balance high and low. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Hips back, hands forward, sink down into your chair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then fold. Really release. Come up into your halfway lift. And lower, bend the knees, plant the hands, go through your flow or skip it. Plank, chaturanga. You can come up into your upward facing dog if that feels good for you. Everyone make their way into their child's pose. Tap the forehead down. Send the hips high and release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now it's the left leg's turn. Kick that heel high to the sky and then step it forward to the outside of the left hand. Open up. Step the right foot to the outside edge of the right hand and bend, interlace the hands. Hands back, or hands forward, hips back for 5, 4, feel a little bit of shake, find length in the spine. 3, 2, 1, and fold. So nice. Heel toe, the feet together and fold. Halfway lift, your version, and fold. Bend the knees, roll on up. Super big arm circle up, overhead, fingertips touch, and back to heart center. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. When we're ready, hands come beside the body. Once more. Inhale, rise. Tippy toes and lower. Rise and lower. Rise and lower. Once more. Rise. Whoop. And lower. Told you I'd pull out once. Now we're going to rise and hold. Find that variation. If we fall out, come back into it. And sink back into our chair. Weight into the heels, lift the toes up, gaze high, fingers forward, hips back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step, walk or jump. Back to plank, lower down, chaturanga. Come up into your cobra or upward facing dog. Come into your child's pose, release, and make your way in to your downward facing dog, 2 breaths length. And soften, length, and soften. Left heel high, once more to the sky. Step it to the in between the hands, open up into a lunge. Walk ourselves back around to Skandasana. So long edge of the mat, left knee is bent on the left toes, right leg is extended. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So now we're going to transition side to side. Take your time here. Flowing with the breath, using the hands as much as you need. You can open up to the sky. Just play. Bit of dynamic movement getting into the body today. When we're ready, we're going to come back to the top of our mat, into that lunge. Find our space, step that back foot up, into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold, bend the knee, roll on up. Big arm circle up overhead. Fingertips touch, hands wide. And we're just going to place our hands on our hips. Press weight into our right foot and step our left foot back 45 degrees. Turn our toes to the long edge of the mat. Toes in, heels out. Find length and fold here. Crown of the head starts to point towards the earth, tailbone towards the sky. Knees can be as bent or as straight as we need. Now hands can come onto the shins, they can come underneath the shoulders, they don't have to stay on the hips, just find what feels good for you. Now you might have blocks in front of you or books to bring the ground closer to you as well. When you're ready, bend the knees, really activate the core, roll on up. Big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. Feet and hands come back to center. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. When we're ready, wait, I'll mirror you. Wait into the right leg. Kick the left heel behind us. Grab it with the left foot. Now this right hand can be balancing. We can send it out to the side or send it to the sky. So this is easy dancer. So we're focusing on this lengthening on the front side of the body. Now if you'd like to go on, send the hand forward, push into that hand with the foot and come on up. Beautiful full dancer, nice arch in the back, gaze is high. Come back to center. Find our easy dancer again and release. Give ourselves a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a wriggle. And when we're ready, we're going to plant into that right foot once more. Lift the left toes, open up that knee to the side, coming into our tree. So we can stay here, or we can bring that foot to the calf, or above the knee. So very, very important we go above or below the knee. We always want to protect that knee joint. So place hands on heart center. Focus on something in front of you that's not moving if you find that you are a little bit scattered when you balance. So find there's a coin on a little table in front of me, so I'm just focusing on that as my drishti. So it helps me stay still. I can send the hands high, my branches of my tree reaching towards the sky. And when ready, send them wide, place them on the hips. And now this is going to help us really get balance lower down with control. We just don't want to release willy-nilly. So rock side to side, get into the hips. And when we're ready, plant into the left foot, lift the right toes, easy dancer, come on up. So this might be your version today. You might have a wall or come into your full dancer. Have a little softening in that front knee if you need, just to protect it. Find your edge and come back with control and release. Just give yourself a little shake. And when you come back onto those toes again, open that knee out to the sides. We'll feel this in the inner thigh, in that hip joint. So it's a nice opening. So we're like, this feels good. We can stay here. Or we can start to put the foot on the calf or the thigh. There is no right or wrong. And we just always want to be mindful of our joints. That's the only thing we want to focus on. So breathe here. Send your hands high. Branches of your tree, find your drishti. And then let them come down beside you onto the hips. Lower down with control. Give yourself a wriggle. Give yourself a shake and just gently move your feet wider than hip distance. Sink the hips down into our squat. Hands come to heart center if our feet are flat. If they are not, if we're on our tippy toes, we're on the fingertips. So breathe wherever we are and just find this beautiful release. I'm going to send our left hand down, open up our right hand to the sky. Beautiful spinal twist. And ready, come back to center. Interlace the palms and go to the other side. Come back to center and come on down. We'll make our way onto our backs. We're going to become just as chilled out as Merlin, who's completely asleep and dreaming right next to me. I'm just going to just sway the knees just gently, just giving our lower back a little bit of a massage. I'm going to get our heels close towards our glutes. Hands come beside. We're going to come up into bridge. So shoulder blades go down the back. Lift the hips up. Chin comes to chest and breathe. Now you can interlace your fingers at the lower back if you'd like. Then we're going to flow here. Inhale, come up onto the tippy toes. And exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take a few more at your own pace. Just noticing the difference where the shake is happening. We should all be maybe feeling a bit of shake right by now. And when we're ready, come on up and hold. Send the hips a little higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then roll on down vertebra by vertebra. Just really release. Just feel that lower back. Just reconnect with the earth. Just really soften. And ready, one knee into the chest and then the other. Give ourselves a nice big hug. Rock side to side. Take little figure eights. Do what feels good. Feels really nice, and my right side is a little tight today, so I'm spending a little bit of time on that. And when we're ready, feet come down. And we are going to send them long. We're going to send our hands up overhead. We're going to come into banana. It sounds as good as it is as good as it sounds. So send our hips towards the left, hands and feet, pop blend towards the right. We're just going to gently open up our whole left side body. You feel a nice stretch in the ribs from the hip, all along the whole left side, from the ribs to the hip, ribs to shoulder, shoulder to fingertips. Just breathe. And we're ready to come back to center. I'm going to take it to the other side. So come back to center. Really stretch out. And there's the hips to the right. Hands and feet towards the left. Sorry, Merlin, I'm going to knock you in the face, Bubba. And then just release. Feel that beautiful inhale, expansion of the ribs. And exhale, soften. And ready, come back to center. You can keep your hands above your head if that feels really natural for you, or you might like to have them on the chest or the belly or just beside the body. And just find a bit of peace, a little bit of absolute stillness and silence at the end of class today. When you're ready, send your hands up above your head once more if they're not already there. Roll over onto a side that suits you, using your arm as a pillow. We'll come up into seated in our own time, in our own way. And take one beautiful big arm circle all together, up overhead, fingertips touch, and back to heart center. Take a moment to say thanks for stepping on your mat today. Thanks for doing good for yourself and doing good for rescue dogs in need. Sending you lots of love and gratitude, my beautiful yogis. Namaste.